Welcome back to Fool's Bounty. This is episode 2 of our mini adventure. With me, Zori13 as your DM and our players. Damian, go ahead and introduce yourself and your character once more.
Hello, my name is Damian Alpizar. I will be playing Carib. I am a demon hunter, half elf, half human, perhaps? I don't know my father's origins, so I'm trying to figure that out as I go along.
And then Jay, go ahead and introduce yours real quick.
I'm playing Amon, a tiefling rogue. A western tiefling rogue that goes with the flow.
Yeah,
Everybody's a nice guy.
That accent's going to kill me again. I forgot about that. I kind of tuned that out from the last session. You just said it again. I was like, great. Bring it back. So, as a quick recap, you guys have both went ahead and gone through the initial trials of the bounty hunter city known as Lament. Once you completed the trials with a few dead party members as well as a few other obstacles that came in the way, you were inevitably chosen by the House of Tavil Noctis to go in and join, and that's kind of where we left off and fizzled out from there. So we're going to go and pick up at that point.
Let's go!
You guys are following the main leader of Tavil Noctis, who is Lakeb. He goes ahead and he starts walking you down through some cities. He doesn't really say much as you guys walk, but he brings you see these immaculate buildings with carvings and pillars and high arches all throughout the city. Beautifully paved roads, markets, and all types of shops open around. And as you kind of are turning some of the corners, you do see these two large, grand buildings with marble casings on top, high elevated windows, and smack bang between them is a little bit smaller building. It's about roughly 12 feet high, with a small staircase that leads up, a small door, and there's no windows visibly on the outside, just kind of two statues etched into the very walls. And he kind of points and he goes, "Welcome home," and begins walking inside of what is presumably the headquarters for House Tavil Noctis.
Huh. Tiefling. Anon, is it? Does this look a little small to you?
It's a little bit bigger than what I'm used to.
Jeez. Where'd you come from, a hut?
Something like that.
Okay. Well, I would say age before beauty, but you look both old and uglier than me, so I'm just going to go ahead and follow first.
Slowbeck ushers you in, and he's like, "Come on this way." So as you go in and enter, you notice that even though it's pretty short, it has a shotgun-style construction to it. So think of a lot of the buildings and homes, like in New Orleans, how they have the very long areas. It's designed like that. So in the main foyer, there's just a few simple chairs, an end table. To the left, there's a painting with a few just figures in it overall. And there's an arch that leads through a hallway and into a larger common area. Now, this common area, it has 3 doors on either side of it as you're looking straight. There is one door straight across, and there is a staircase in the middle of it that goes downwards. And in this area, it is a very minimalistic type of furniture. There's not much in here. It doesn't really look lively or look like really anyone's cleaned up that much. It's kind of dusty. And Lauba kind of speaks up. "All right, so this is your new home. Essentially, you won't be up here much, so don't get used to it. This is mainly for storage and for sake if we ever have guests, which we never do." And he continues proceeding on down the staircase.
Well, we can stand here and look at this table, or we can follow him. What do you suggest?
I don't know, this kind of looks like a nice type.
Yeah, but maybe there's food where he's going. I don't see anything up here, and I'm kind of hungry. How about you?
I can eat.
Yeah. You look like you could eat. Let's go.
Hey.
So as you continue down and you follow through Laubeck, he makes his way down the stairs, and as you come down the precipice of it, it opens up into a large area, which is stacked with books and scrolls and tomes, and sitting on one of the tables there is this woman with a little bit darker skin, very dark purple hair, and she's sitting there just kind of pondering through one of the books, really not even paying much mind to you. Laubeck walks past her and just mentions, "As you can see, if you're not a complete idiot, this is our library. This is Amelia. If you are an idiot, I would recommend don't fuck with her." And proceeds on walking to another set of stairs that is presumably going further down.
I look around, and this is probably the first time that I'm actually impressed with this place. Used to think back into my homeland, and I'm thinking, I remember a library like this. I poured over a lot of books. My mother made me pour over a lot of books, and this reminds me of her. I'm interested in seeing what she might be reading, so I kind of want to walk a little bit close to her and kind of peek over and see if I recognize the book, to see if I can tell what kind of reading she might be into without really disturbing her. So I'd like to see if we can do that.
Okay. How close are you wanting to get to
her? She's at a table, right?
Correct. She's currently sitting at a table.
So I want to walk what I consider to be the non-awkward distance. Maybe if I reached out, I could have touched a table, but it's definitely close enough that with my vision, that if I walk and I happen to pretend to glance at a book, I can sweep my eyes downward and see what she's reading, and see if I recognize the book, or at least the language that she's reading, or anything like that. So see if I can pick up anything from what she's reading.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Perception. An 11 and no modifier, but
to your perception?
Yeah, no modifier to my perception, no pluses.
So, it is not a religious tome. However, when you do look at this, you do not recognize the language that it's on it. There is something else that she's reading, and in the moment where you're trying to look, you suddenly kind of feel a change in the atmosphere as she immediately springs up from the book. "The fuck do you think you're doing? Who the fuck even are you? Laubeck, who the fuck did you bring this time? Fucking more trash? God fucking damn it." And she just flips the table. Books spray out everywhere, and she goes, and starts just walking off.
That's it. Then after she flips the table, I kind of slide in and go, "Hey there, my name's Amon. How are you doing?" I
don't fucking care.
I'm sorry about my friend here trying to peep over your shoulder. I apologize for that. He's a little creeper. We're working on that. By any chance, what were you reading?
She ignores you and she walks off. She's just cursing up a storm as she's walking away. She does not even acknowledge you at that point.
I throw a book at her head.
Okay.
I say, "Man, I'm just trying to be your friend here, and you gonna ignore me."
Can I intercept his hand before the book leaves his actual hand?
Okay. So we'll do this. Jay, go ahead and make an attack roll, and Damian, go ahead and do an opposed roll. So you're both just gonna roll straight d20s.
14.
So as Emilius is storming off, and you can see Amon trying to do his normal talk, you can see he's just like, you know what? Fuck it. He picks up a book, and you catch this from the corner of your eye, and right as he's about to launch, and you're able to just grab that book midair and put it behind your back, in hopes that no one else saw this attempt. But
stop it,
Amon. Look, your attack was thwarted.
Listen, bad enough that she already caught me. Last thing you need to do is piss her off further. Come on.
No, she likes to be angry. Let's give her a reason to be angry.
Look, I understand and I get it. Maybe we could do this later. All right, for
Mind
right
you,
now.
you started all this because you
Yeah,
wanted people over her shoulder.
I
You
know.
wanted to keep people calm.
Oh gosh, hush. Keep your voice down. Look, I know I was wrong. Thanks for the backup. Not now though. Please. Can we just move on? Remember the food? How about the food? Huh?
I'm not hungry. I'm just following because you wanted to come down here.
What are you talking about? We're in the same order right now. You did the same trials I did. Were you not just in the goop with me? I mean, I'm still picking that stuff out of my hair.
I could have just been at the table and been fine with it. You wanted to keep going.
Right.
So we're keeping going.
All right. Look, just let's not make it any worse on ourselves, okay? How about we just...
Too late.
Yeah, I know. Let's go.
Too late indeed. So as you guys go and progress through, she's thrown off behind some of the other shelves, but you follow Laubeck down this new flight of stairs, and as you get to the base of this one, it opens into a large circular room. On either side of, or not really side, but around it, you can see 17 total doors. There are 9 on one side and 9 on the other, and 1 smack dab in the middle. Now, 17, right? Nope, my math was off. Anyways.
8, and 1.
Yes, 8, and 1. The one that's in the middle is a much larger door, and on this floor there is the pattern of the crescent moon, and another symbol that wasn't on the banner when you first saw it when you were at the trials. It has a crescent moon, but there's also this, lack of better terms, devilish outline overall. And Laubeck continues on. So welcome. These are your official quarters. Those 6, and he points to 3 on the left side of the large door, and 3 on the right side of the large door. These 6 are already taken by myself and some of the other members. This middle door, if you come through with me, it's going to bring you out to the kitchen, and it's going to bring you down to some more of the formal training grounds that are much further below. So you're getting an essence of that it's a small building outside because it goes deep. And so there may be more layers overall, but this is kind of what he's showcasing right now. He goes, you guys are free to pick your room. I don't really care. Do what you want. We don't really do much here anyways, aside from whatever you really feel like doing. But that's my tour. I leave the rest to you. And he walks off and he goes to the farthest door to the left side of the large door, and presumably his quarters, and goes, and before he closes, he goes, I'm gonna go take a nap. No one disturb me. Goodbye. And closes his door. And from here, you have free range to now kind of explore a little bit.
Well, Anon, right? That's your name, right? Just making sure.
Well, until you get it right, I'm gonna go do my own thing.
Anonymous. What is your name?
I go to where they do the training.
Okay, so you watch as you're trying to figure out Amon's name, and he just joyfully, gleefully strolls through the large door where he opens up, and it's the large kitchen. And in here, there's noise going on. There is all kinds of stuff happening. And there's another set of stairs to the far right corner that he's slowly making his way towards as well.
He's going towards the training grounds. I look left, I look right. I don't want to pick a door. I don't want to pick a room until I know which room he's going in. That way I can pick the one furthest from it. So I'm going to go ahead and follow for now.
Gonna follow for now? Okay. So let's do... So you follow behind through him, and you also see that here is, yet again, same kind of scene laid out. There's the kitchen, but there's also, it's more of a wide open concept kitchen, so it's towards the far left side. You can see where there's a stove and a long counter, pots and pans everywhere. To the corner closest to you, is the moment you walk through that door to the left, there is basically a miniature bar. So it has a curved set of curved bar with stools and mugs, and there is one large furry humanoid creature currently standing behind that bar, pondering through some books and having himself a drink. At the kitchen, there is this darker ashen skin female humanoid with kind of like pixie cut black hair, and you can kind of see just from looking at it, every now and then at the ends of her hair there is flickers of flame that kind of pops out from it. Each one is kind of doing their own thing at the moment, and he is still going toward. Amon is still making his way towards the stairs in the far right corner.
Hey, Amon. Look, looks like I've spotted a bar. Didn't you say something about having a drink?
I could use a drink.
I mean, liquid substance is substance, right? And after what we just went through, don't you think we deserve one?
Sure, I'll have a drink with you.
All right. This isn't a date or anything. It's just trying to be like, friendly. It's cool.
Sir, you don't tickle my fancy.
Okay. You guys turn left and you make your way up to the bar, and there's this large fur-covered humanoid, and he's kind of pondering and scribbling and focusing really intently on this book and ledger that he's working on, and doesn't really seem to notice you guys at first. It's not until he actually looks up to rub his eyes and his temples, he goes, "Fucking shit. You are the new guys?" Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
okay.
us.
Well, I am Sadorim. I am the bookkeeper and right hand of Tavel Noctis here. What do you want?
Looks like we just had a bit of an ordeal and looking to see if we
might
can
like
have a
an
drink.
ale.
Yeah, ale for this one, and something a little stronger like a bourbon, or you know what? I'll join them in an ale. Let's start with ales.
Let's start with ale, because I don't know what's your selection kind of like. What's your top shelf? What's your bottom shelf? What's your in-between shelf looking like? So let's just go with an ale to begin with.
Please, just get them an ale.
We have no shelves here. All things are mead. We have one drink. It's mead. It is what we drink here. But okay, 2 meads. And he reaches down, and you're noticing that even reaching down and bending down, his shoulder is still right at your head level. This is a large creature, and without even having to really sit there and think about it, you do remember, as far as some of the teachings of the different races, that this is a furbolg. He's a race typically found in the forest. He has almost kind of like a not so much a cow snout, but it is very a roundish snout, large kind of ears that comes out. He has gray-brown fur, and he puts on these 2 ales in front of you, and each one is roughly round. It's about this thick around and about this tall. So in both of your hands, it looks like a giant drink. And he goes, "There you are, 2 meads. If you need anything else, just
I'm already chugging.
get it."
Okay.
Yeah, I'm chugging it already. As soon as he put it down, I picked it up and I was starting to chug.
Well, thank you. Forgive me. What's your name again?
Sadorim.
Sadorim. Thank you, Sadorim. And my friend over there who's...
Sadoran. Can you bring me another one?
It is Sadorim, and get it yourself.
You said you got a sad rim? Sir, you need to go to the doctor.
I start drinking nervously. Like, oh, shit.
I don't understand why Lau keeps bringing you people. But...
Hold on. What do you mean, people?
It's okay, Saturn. I will pour it for him.
What do you mean, you people?
I got you, Amon. I'll pour you another one. How about
you didn't know my name, so I don't want to hear you missay it, jackass. What do you mean, you people?
What I mean are idiots. We keep getting
You're right.
idiots.
You right.
No.
I have a headache. Splitting headache.
I'm pouring him on a beer right now. I'm refilling his drink right now, trying to make sure I get that head just right. There we go.
He's like, so he begins to kind of walk around the bar, and you see that he is arms built like a tree trunk from shoulder down. They are thick, round barrel chest, thick, strong legs as well, and he's just kind of looking there. Soda, and you can tell that the woman that was in the kitchen before, she kind of turns and she's looks in your direction, and she's like, yes, Sadrim, what? Can you get the idiots away from me, please? I need to do things. And so she comes over. Alright. Idiots. The new idiots, I presume. You, what is your name? And she's gesturing at you, Karib.
I am Karib. It's a pleasure to meet you.
We will see. And this one, as she gestures to Aman.
Well, my name's Amon. I'm just your handsome kind of tiefling.
I almost choke on my beer.
Listen, all because you're an ugly ass elf does not mean I'm not beautiful.
Yeah, your mother thinks you're beautiful. That's for sure.
Listen, don't bring up that lady. Nobody's speaking of evil here.
I thought Laubeck was gonna bring us men this time, not two more women. Anyways,
how do you know I cross-dress in the weekends?
I can tell. It's written on your face, darling. And she goes in. She rolls up some of her sleeves that she had on before, and you can see that from the base of her bicep up, on both sides, is completely filled with tattoos that lead up from the little parts that you can see up onto her neck, her neckline overall. And she says, "Alright, Karib, what do you do? What is your specialty that would catch Laubeck's eye?"
I suppose he sees something in my blood art.
Blood art.
As far as I know.
Are you a blood hunter, perchance?
Yes, I am. And yourself?
And you see,
if I may inquire,
her eyes kind of glaze over with a red that you're accustomed to. We're not so different, actually. This would be interesting. Though we don't get many blood hunters here or in the city in general.
Yes, indeed.
So while they're talking, do I see anything in her pocket that I can just snatch?
Do you have X-ray vision to see in her pocket?
Well, I'm saying you can see bulges in the pockets just to.
Roll a perception for me. Let's see.
Staring at her bulges.
She's not even a woman.
17 plus 5.
Okay, so you do see out of her back pocket there is this, looks like a torn piece of cloth or some type of fabric that's hanging out. And on the side that you're seeing, it's kind of paler, but you can see that there are stitchings on it that would indicate there may be something else on the front side of this.
Can I slide a hand it?
Is Sora on the other side of the bar, or is she on our side of the bar?
So she walked from the kitchen area up to where you guys are sitting at the bar. So she is.
So she's splitting between the two of us. She's on either where she's in the middle of us. Okay.
So can I slide a hand it?
Yep. Go ahead and go for a sleight of hand.
Son of a bitch.
9 plus 7.
9 plus 7. Okay. She's going to. 9 plus 7 says, so you got a 16?
Yeah. Because my sleight of hand is a plus 7.
Okay. You go and you start making your attempt, and her hair, where there was slight flickers of flame coming through, erupts in flame, and you physically feel the area around her begin to boil. And I need you to roll just a straight d20 for me.
I'm immune to fire.
You're resistant. Are you? I don't think
yeah. Defense fire, yeah.
So yeah, you're resistant. So you take half damage from it, if you do take any damages.
It's a 16.
16? So you don't take any damage from it overall, but She is radiating this heat as her fire is looking up and goes, I would urge you very strongly to keep your hand to yourself, lest you lose it next time.
I'd like to see you try.
Allow me. Can I pour my beer over him?
Sure, go right ahead. So, as
he does that, I still don't break eye contact with her.
Oh, so you go in straight, stare her down as you have just beer.
I'm just gonna pour it on his head and look at Sora and say, I apologize. I'm just cooling off my friend. He's a little hot-headed from the battle. We just left the trials. He's still in combative mode. It's just, let me look at him. I mean, he's
no
few shades too short.
He was asking you what you were good at. I'm a thief. That's what I'm good at.
Well, obviously not that good.
Listen, I rolled bad on that one.
Yeah, all I know is that, Sora, it's a pleasure to meet you. I hope that we can learn something from each other. And this buffoon is just walking in the door with me. I just met him moments ago.
All we need is more sticky fingers. And then she goes, Fabrix. And as she says his name, Jay, the buckles on your leather, the leather armor piece that you wear, comes undone, and it just... And from behind you is this little red-haired halfling that goes, easy access, lad. You gotta get that better. You gotta keep your eyes out. Always sticky fingers. And he hops onto the bar, and he reaches back.
As he says that, as you do that, I'm immediately turned on. I'm immediately aroused.
You're aroused by this male halfling. Okay. All right. Good to know.
He's gonna be a weird one with his attractions. He just liked the fact that somebody was able to get to him.
Yeah, he got you really good. Actually, I looked at you.
He did.
And then I rolled. So he hops on the counter, reaches back, and grabs an ale from behind. Well, this one's gonna need training, all right, but I can do it. Should be fun. He went after you, didn't he, Sora? And she replies, yeah, another one that I need. Thanks, Fabrix. Anyways, Karib, looks like you've just begun your journey to your blood hunter abilities. Allow me to assist, if you would.
I would be honored, actually.
And as they're saying this, Fabrix turns to you, pats you in the back real hard. Oi, lad, and your name?
Amon.
Amon, Fabrix. I will be more than glad to teach you as well.
I would love to learn your skills, because I'm just saying, nobody has ever been able to do that to me.
So, from here, you guys can continue some small talk throughout the day, throughout the evening, and you guys kind of slowly disperse as the night goes on. They both leave off to their own separate rooms, and they advise that they will meet up with you tomorrow at dawn to begin some initial trainings and to kind of get used to the new grounds that you're on. So from there are rooms for you to pick. So we have, to the left side of the door, we have those 8 doors. 3 of them are already chosen, so we have the 2 closest to the big door and then the 1 furthest away. On the right side, we have the first one closest to the door, the third one closest to the door, and then the very one next to that, to the 4th one close. So just for like reference, we have big door, taken room, open room, taken room, open room, taken, open.
Quick question. We only saw, what's his name again? Talik, how do you say his name?
Which one?
The main dude that walked us in.
Oh, Laubec.
Laubec.
Lowbec.
Be easy, Laubiz.
C. Like a cat.
C, Laubec. Cool. We only saw him walk into which door? Can you show me?
The very one all the way to the end. So the only door that's at the far end is the one he's taken.
Gotcha. Have we seen Sora or Fabrix or Saudorim walk into any of those doors?
So you did not see Saudorim go into his room. He had already left while you guys were doing your discussions. You do watch as Sora takes the room closest to the door on the left side. So not the side that Laubek is on, but on the opposite side, the one closest to the kitchen doors. Fabrics takes the room second on the other side, that is where Laubek is. So Sor is here, Fabrics is here, and then Laubek is there.
Gotcha.
I don't like the room furthest from the main door.
So this one over here?
Yeah.
Okay. And then which one did you want? So this one's open, this one's open, this one's open.
Part of me wants to be right there next to Sora, so that way I can chat with her. But I feel like if I was moved in right next to my potential teacher, it might be imposing. So, reluctantly, I think I'm going to be neighbors with Aman. So I think I'm going to go to the one next to Aman.
All right. Best friends for life, it seems.
No, not that.
You love me.
I would much rather be next to the beautiful fire-headed woman that almost burnt your hand off, but I'm trying not to press my luck on the first
Yeah,
day.
she's pretty.
Hopefully I can bump my way up closer to her room when we build more of a rapport, but until then, I'm trying not to invade on a lady's space, something you obviously have not learned.
Yeah. She liked it.
Yeah. We'll see if you still have hands tomorrow.
I mean, they're gonna take my hands? Not my hands.
You keep reaching into women's things that have, the ability to cut them off, and yeah, you'll be not much of a good thief if you have no hands. Well, now would you?
I'll start using my mouth to reach into things.
Yeah,
Hold on.
your mouth gets you in
I
enough
have some
trouble
things
as
in
it
my
is.
mouth. I have some things in my mouth. There you go.
I'm walking into my room as he's still making noises, and I just shut the door behind me.
As I'm at his door now going.
Interesting scene.
Is it too late to switch rooms?
It is. So it is. You've walked into your room, you've now claimed it, and he just outside your door for no reason.
I should have rolled a better decision on that one.
You set yourself up on that one.
So with this, Aman, do you eventually find your way into your quarters as well?
Yeah, after a few minutes of doing that, going, "Hey, don't ignore me." I'll go into my room.
So, slumber takes you both after having a long day of the trials and going through this, whatever it was. Rest comes to both of you quickly. Morning wakes up, and no one really comes to greet you, but you do smell a wafting of food coming from the kitchen area into both of your rooms. But it is now a brand new day. So if you haven't already, go ahead and take a long rest, which I think you guys probably might have already marked that off, which is fine.
Yeah, I'm good with everything. I already did.
So it's the start of a new day in your new home.
It's a new day. Yes, it is.
How do you guys start your mornings?
I immediately get up and roll out of bed and start doing a few push-ups, squats, and stretches to get myself limbered and woken up. So I'm just
I meditate.
Doing some quick changes and some quick things. I get dressed. I instinctively I always carry my weapons on me. I don't ever not have them on me. So I just, I take out my sword, I polish it, make sure she's looking good. I put it back in the sheath, and I put my crossbow, knock that, throw my robe, my tunic kind of thing over top with my hood, but I keep my hood drawn back. I don't have to hide my ears or anything right now. I've already done my little morning workout. And nothing too strenuous, and elves don't really sweat that much, so I'm good. Just got a little glisten on the forehead just to wake up the muscles. Nothing too strenuous because I don't know what's coming today. But and then I want to start making my way out towards, the main room to see if I see anybody standing out there.
Okay.
I don't even knock on Aman's door. I just stand out there and just looking and observing to see what I could see. That symbol, is it still on the floor of this room?
Yeah.
Is there anything, because it is a devil-like symbol, is there anything about that I may recognize now with fresh eyes?
So you can certainly do a history check.
All right. That's a 6, but my history. Where would I see that?
It's gonna be under your skill.
Survival, religion, perception, medicine, history.
It's gonna be on Arcana.
Yep. All right. So Arcana's part +2, so 8.
8. Okay. So you know that part of this banner is the Tavo Noctis, or part of the symbol is from the Tavo Noctis banner. It has the crescent moon, and then within that crescent moon is what looks like some type of horned or entity from kind of like a sideways view. It has like a horn that comes back through here, and almost like a snout that comes this way. Now, you're kind of pondering through your head, and you remember seeing a type of silhouette like that before in a book, but it escapes your mind. It may be because it's too early, because you just woke up, you're maybe a little bit groggier. The fact that you're smelling good food and your stomach is letting you know that, hey, we are hungry, and you're getting distracted, but you can't mentally grasp exactly where you remember seeing that from at this time.
Though I can't remember that, do I get a feeling from it? A positive or negative feeling either way, or is it completely neutral?
It's neutral. You don't really have any sway towards it. It doesn't really give you any type of ominous feeling, nor does it give you any type of feeling of like hope or anything like that either.
Okay.
So it's just a symbol on the goddamn ground.
All right. Well, the smell of baking is overwhelming and it's intoxicating right now, or whatever it is that they're cooking. So I just kind of look at it and I'll go, I can't quite concentrate on that right now. My blood's flowing. My body's saying, feed me. I'm going to start making my way towards the kitchen. Not in a rush, just, observing the room and kind of taking it all in my new environment.
Okay. So as you cross the threshold of the large banquet door, you can see that there once again, Saturn is at that bar behind it, going through which you can only imagine is some type of ledger or keeper. And he's also scribbling some stuff on this little side wall you see with like some chalk area. And he's kind of going back and forth. He takes a moment to pause and go, "Good morning." And before going back in the back of the kitchen, you see once again Sora. She's there. Her hair's pulled back. She has a pixie cut, but she still has it pulled back. And you can see from where it's pulled is where most of the concentration of the flames are currently coming from. And she's there cooking and going through. She's manhandling this big, large wok as she just over an open flame like it's nothing. You do see Emilia, which was the woman that you saw back in the library with the nasty foul mouth, and she's off in one of the corners, chowing down some food, and she's actually sitting with Fabrix, which was the halfling that was able to disrobe Amon before. You do not see Laubeck at this time. It doesn't seem like he's really around. And that's kind of everyone that's there right now in the kitchen, in the main area. Everyone's kind of doing something different at this point.
All right, so to Sodarim, I acknowledge him and say, "Good morning, sir." Very respectful. My mom taught me to be that way, and right now I'm trying not to ruffle any feathers. But I am curious as to what he scribbled on the wall. Is there anything about that I could recognize?
So it is written in common, so you can see it has each person's name, as far as the members that you've met. It also has a name that you have of an individual you haven't met yet, which is just written as Lem, Lem. Next to each number, or next to each name, there is a corresponding number and a symbol, which is a symbol you do not recognize. Each one has a different symbol. A few of them have the same, but you don't really know what these symbols are. But there are numbers next to each name.
Can I decipher the numbers, or can I get the numbers, or are they just random numbers?
So for Laubeck, there's the numbers 11368. For Sodarim, It is 794. For Fabrics, it is 796. Next to Sora's name is 347. Next to Amelia's, it is 159. And next to Lem, it has 0.
Okay. So, just after I already said my acknowledgements, I kind of take note of that mental picture of it just in case. And I want to move into the grand kitchen area. I want to approach Sora, not too close. Just want to come in within earshot. And I want to greet her. And I say, "Good morning, Sora. Hope the day finds you well. I'm not sure if there's any particular duties that I may need to do in the kitchen before I eat, but if you might have a suggestion, I'm willing to help."
Okay. And so we're gonna pause before she responds. And so, Amon, so you were meditating in your room there.
Yeah.
How long do you typically meditate for in the morning? As part of your morning?
Like 30 minutes.
30 minutes? Okay.
He's using that time to talk to himself and basically center himself. Like, you're a nice guy, you're a nice guy, you're a nice guy, you're a nice guy, you're a nice guy.
Okay.
You're a nice guy. Yeah, as his eyes are glowing red while he's doing it.
Okay. So your meditation wraps up for your 30 minutes of your self pep talk of being a nice guy. It's after you finally start, coming out of this trance, this meditation, that you begin to smell eggs and bacon and other kind of meats being cooked currently. And it smells really good. It smells really good because you remember that after your trials you didn't eat, so your stomach is rumbling hard, and you without even consciously knowing, you begin drooling at the corner of your mouth a little bit.
And he drools, and he continues to drool.
Man, the food is just the general talk of food.
And it rains down his shirt, and it pours down his vest.
It's like he's been sodomized all of a sudden. Jay.
During this commercial break, we'd like to announce that if you are not subscribed to NerdTots, you should totally do so and hit like on this video and do all the other YouTube type things that should be done to help support this channel and help us grow. After all, we're here for not only our own entertainment, but for yours as well. We want to thank you.
The elevator music. Here we go.
This is where we do awkward. We need to have J commercials.
We do, where it's just like someone just throws up like, "Be right back. Technical difficulties." Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. Where were we? Oh,
he was meditating and smelling bacon and drooling on himself. That's exactly where we were.
Oh, what happened with the drooling on this stuff? When did that happen?
That happened right before you froze up. I was like, it's the smell of the food that's coming through, and the fact that you haven't eaten in almost 24 hours now hits you at once, and it just causes you to just drool instinctively before you even make it aware. And that's where you froze. So at this point, the drool has dribbled down your chin and down your chest a bit.
Make that work. The smell of the food, I go Pepe Le Pew style. I just float to it.
All right, so you make your way through, and you see the same kind of scene there. You see Sadaram off to the left. You see Karib up by the kitchen area next to Sora. Well, not really next to her, but next to the counter.
Sora's the chick with the flame hair, right?
Correct.
I go up to her.
You see Amelia, which was the chick that was in the library, and she's sitting.
That's at the table?
Yeah. She's sitting next to the halfling that was able to disrobe you yesterday.
I go up to them before I go up to the flaming hair chick. Say,
you go up to Amelia and okay.
Yeah.
Fabrics?
Yeah. Well, hi there. How's everybody doing this morning?
And you see Amelia. She kind of looks up through some of her hair that's kind of pulled down. She said, "I was doing pretty fucking good till you showed up. What do you want?"
As soon as she says that, I brush the hair from her face.
Before you can even touch her, hold on. Before you can even touch her,
Am I seeing this?
You
I mean,
are.
like,
Too
how
far. You are too far.
Okay,
You
because
are
I'm
too
facing
far.
Sora. I'm just wondering how far is he? And like, I can't do anything. I'm not intending to do anything about it. I just want to know if I see this.
Oh, you see it.
He's about 12 feet away from you. From your angle, you're kind of posted up at the counter like this, watching as Sora's cooking right here, and from your peripheral this way, you can catch and you see movement as you see, of course, the horns first, and you kind of glance instinctively, and then you see him. And so as he's reaching his hand up, so stupid.
Mentally, I'm going, no. I'm actually just going to stare at Sora and pretend like I don't see what's happening over here, but I can see everything that's happening over here. I'm like one of these, like,
So her plate is in front of her. Her face is like this. As your hand approaches, from this area between her face and your hand, you see this arcane kind of flickering of white, and it gets really cold in your area. And all of a sudden, next thing you know, there's a turret of icy hail snowballs being shot at you. And that is going to be... I need you to make a dexterity saving.
Hey, dog.
Yeah, make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Just regular throw? Saving throw?
Yeah, saving throw.
8 and 5.
One moment. One. She's rolling super bad. Alright, so you get two things happen. As you're reaching out, those snowballs begin turning. They pelt you square in the face. You take a total of 5 damage, and you are knocked backwards onto your ass, onto that floor. As she stands up, "Who the fuck do you think you are?" And she's about to continue going as Fabrix is able to kind of jump in. Whoa, lass. No. He's new. No need to kill him. Please don't kill him. I want to train him. He has nice hands. Potentially. We don't want to do this yet. Okay? Maybe later.
So I look at her and go, "Why are you so angry?"
And her face right now is you see it is red hot, and there is like a vein coming through.
You can see my eyes flicker with red. Kind of just go back and forth with the red. Why are you so angry? As my grin just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Why? Why?
This whole time, I'm looking around to see if I see anything that I can throw at him to stop him from talking, but I just don't see much of anything right now. Is there anything that I could throw at him right now?
A plate and or a cup that is currently on the counter. While so go ahead and make an attack for me.
Wait. I'm thinking about this for a second. I don't want to hit him with it. I don't want to hit him with it. I actually just want to, like, because
what did you guys say?
He's already been hit.
If you ever want to start a riot,
you
throw something.
I need you now, Jay, to make a wisdom saving throw. He's gone again.
So proceed with this fuckery that...
Ain't no fuckery. You started the fuckery. Make a wisdom.
How?
You keep pressing your luck with this chick.
She and I are going to be friends.
If that's your dream.
12 and 5.
Okay. So she begins weaving her fingers in different patterns as she's just mumbling something super fast on her breath, and little glitters of this light blue arcane magic begins popping on as she solidifies it, and almost like this geometric shape forms in between her hands, and she releases it at you. That same geometric shape enlarges, wraps around you, and begins spinning. And in that moment, everyone else begins to get really big. Among everyone else, even the tables get really big. And you have a wonderful view of Aman becoming a beautiful little cockroach.
Cockroach?
And Amelia walks around from the table and begins to attempt stepping on you.
I want to, for some reason, I instinctively think
Now can I still talk?
No, you're a
This-
cockroach.
this
I
stupid
want to
idiot.
go. Ooh, you gotta be a little quicker than that. A little quicker than that.
Can I, first of all, can I quickly head over and grab the cup? You said there was a cup on the counter, right? Can I quickly run over, grab the cup, and while reaching out towards Amelia, say, I want to just be like, great work, I got him from here, and I want to put the cup on top of him.
Just go ahead and make a dexterity check. See how well you. Well, are you just gonna try and run and do this, or are you trying to like dive? How are you trying to get this cup on top of him?
Well, I already rolled, so should I leave that roll there?
You can, that's fine.
Because you didn't, like if I wanted to add anything, I wanted to like run and like, because I know she's about to come step on him, so it's like a.
Okay. So we'll do this one in athletics then. So whatever your athletics modifier is added to that.
Not that great. So I should have flipped and done it, but whatever. So it's a 5 + 1. So this little sucker probably.
That's fine. She has a 2 + 2. So you do manage to beat her. So as her foot is coming down, you manage at the right amount of time to get that cup, and her foot goes and lands on top, and she goes, "Oh, motherfucker, shit, motherfucker!" And Baybrick's kind
You're absolutely right. Everything you're saying is absolutely right. 100%. I'm going to take this little critter of yours out of here and feed him to a bird or something. You're 100%. I want to kind of like scoop the cup and like put my hand underneath it so he's like stuck in there, and just like as I'm saying, someone I'm like kind of like, yep, 100%. Going to take it out, feed it to a bird or something. You know what I mean? Kind of.
And as you do this, Ash, she's still yelling, and from the book and the little wall that Saturn has been, scribbling on, he finally looks up. Emilia, enough. And you see her just, in that moment, go back as if nothing happened. Like she, complete 180 of character. She sits back down, and she's like, sorry. She begins cleaning up her mess. And as you're holding, you have the cup and everything in your hand.
I got him right here.
All right.
Got him right here, just like this. Huh? No. I mean, it still had some nice drink in there, which I'm so upset that I spilled it on. I wasted my drink on you bastard.
So Saddam's gonna reach. Karib, bring him to me, please.
Yeah, sure, no problem. So I'm gonna kind of walk over, and I'm thinking to myself half the time. I'm gonna, as I'm walking over, I'm gonna listen. I don't know if you understand me or not, you little cockroach, but this is exactly what you get, you little bastard. You like I didn't step on you myself. Now
Can I run directly in his mouth?
Well, he still has you covered. He's speaking through his hand in the cup.
I'm speaking through my hand. Like, you little bastard. I hope they let you out of here for this. And this is exactly why I shouldn't be next to you, little. Hey, here you go, sir.
Thank you. And so he takes a cup and he puts the cup down, lifts it off, and then presses against you with his finger. And his finger think of like Shrek-sized fingers on a little cockroach. So he's holding down on kind of like the back part of your legs. Listen. Emilia, you don't want that smoke. Nobody wants that smoke. Pretend I said something. Don't fuck with her no more. Next time, I let her kill you. Emilia, fix him. And he lets go, and she just goes, and with a snap, you are sprawled out on top of the counter. Am
I facing him or am I facing the out?
You're facing him, and your butt is towards Karib currently.
So I say, I appreciate that and noted. And I look at her and I just stare at her.
I watched Oh, go ahead.
So as he notices you look, you'll be a quick one to die, and he just shoves you off his counter.
I step back, watch his body fall. I don't even try to catch him this time. I already did enough for him. I just watch his body hit the ground or whatever, and I just kind of look up to Sodorim, and I just kind of like just nod, kind of give him a slight bow, turn on my heels, and walk away. There's nothing else I could say or do at this moment in time that's going to help this guy any further. I'm just going to walk back towards where I was, which was towards Sora, which is what I was intending to do. I'm like,
is the guy that I'm training with still sitting next to her?
No, so actually as Karib is walking back towards Sora, Fabrix has actually made his way to you guys. So they basically cross paths, and he's standing with you now and goes, "Alright, lad, come with me." And he grabs you by the collar of your thing, and he begins pulling you towards the stairwell. And then that'll lead us to heading
I
back.
can walk! I can walk!
Nope, I'm gonna... Don't worry about it, I got you. And he takes you through. And then Karib, that brings you back to Sora. And where she has, as if nothing's happened, she is just still cooking away. Not even phased.
So, as I was saying, what's a new gotta do to get some food around here aside from saving cockroaches?
Well, first things first, you can go clean up the mess your friend has made. As she gestures over to, even though Amelia picked up the mess she made, there's still knocked over stools, there's still some spilt food, some spilt drink. Clean it up, then we can talk. From there, you have to eat quick, because I got shit to do, and I gotta get through with your training as well. So, let's go, hurry this up, otherwise you're gonna go with just like your friend without any breakfast.
Copy that. I just give her a slight nod, don't say much, turn around and go over, and by the way, is Amelia still at her table?
Yes, she has sat back down, and she is calmly, after she's kind of cleaned up a bit and whatnot, she's calmly just kind of sat back down and is now focused on another book that she's reading.
So as I, pick up a stool and stuff like that, I, stand in front of her for a moment and I say, apologies for the other day. I was simply curious and I have a fascination for books, but it seems like you still would rather be left alone. So just wanted to say that.
So you interrupted my time to tell me that you're sorry for interrupting my time? Is that correct?
Basically, yes. Yeah.
Do you understand how stupid that sounds?
Now that you say it out loud, perhaps. So I'm just going to continue to clean and mosey on that way. Nice meeting you.
You can see that her face begins to grow angrily as well. And she's like, and from that back corner, Emilia. And it's fine. And goes back to her reading.
I just finished tidying up a few things, put the plates back on the table. I don't quite remember how it went, but it looks kind of neat. I tidied. That's about all I could do. And I start working my way back towards Sora.
So after you finish your cleaning, she goes in and there's already a plate ready for you at the bar area, the seating area. And so you begin to dig in, and that's where we'll jump back over to Amon. So even though you are noticeably larger than this halfling, he is very strong, and it just pulls you down the stairs and to an area you have not been to yet, where it's the common training grounds. He goes, "Now I've woke up crazy early, and we have a room just for you." He takes you to the far left room, and inside this room is every lock, every chest, every trap mechanism, device possible that you can think of, and more. And he just looks at you and goes, "Break them all. I look forward to this." And he hands you
I look at him.
a simple set of lockpicks.
I look at him. I smile. This excites me, and I begin.
Okay. So go ahead and roll a standard D20 for me.
Come on, baby Jesus, where's those net 20s that I had a couple of... Let's go, Jesus.
What'd you get? You got a 1?
What'd you get, buddy?
I wrote a net 1.
Oh, man. The dice say no.
I said, no.
So you get right to work. You're going through first chest, and you're like, I got this. I got you. Clink! You break the lockpicks. He goes, it's alright, it's alright. We have plenty more. And he opens up this rack, and there's nothing but lockpicks. You can only assume by the sheer number of lockpicks that have been gathered and stashed here, as well as every device in here, that your training is probably going to take a while. Seems like he has plans to keep you in here until each one of these have been not just done, but mastered. And he begins kind of laughing. And then we'll jump back over to Karib. Which from there, your food has now been finished. And before you're even done, Sora is already there. Alright, let's go. We don't have all day. Come with me. And
I dutifully follow.
Okay. She heads down the same stairs that you watched Amon get dragged down from. And she leads you to a chamber on the right side. And when you enter this chamber, it is a carved out stone chamber overall. In the center of it, there is a circle where she advises you to simply sit inside the circle. Around the circle, there is a pentagram, and at each point of this pentagram is a separate symbol, which symbols that you currently do not recognize, but you do have an odd attachment to it. She instructs you. Do you have a blade with you?
I always do. And I pull out. I unlatch and start to pull out the sword my mother gave me.
Okay. Cut your hand and let your blood fall upon the circle in which you are seated.
I simply nod. I take only the tip curved of the blade and just do a slight little... It's so sharp that it really takes nothing and just does a nice slice. The blood slowly pulls out, and I just do a slight squeeze, and I just let it fall into the circle.
Okay. You watch as your blood falls and lands in the circle that you're currently sitting in, and even though only a small drop landed, it made quite a large puddle, and it seems to be almost like moving and kind of swirling. And from behind you, you can hear Sora chanting in some language that you're not really familiar with. You kind of look over the corner just to get a sense of what's really happening, and you see her with her body facing you, making gestures, and the candle lights around are kind of flickering a little bit, and there's this smell of almost like a deep sulfur, but it's also mixed with like a mossy scent as well. And the blood in which has fallen in that circle begins to vibrate and spin, and from it gets darker for a moment before faint glimpses of light kind of flicker off, and almost like little sparks, before it finally solidifies and then lays itself back into the puddle. From there, it's almost as if minutes have gone by, and then the blood starts to move, and you're watching as it kind of begins down one path, stops and hesitates, and it comes back to the middle again before going to the far left corner of this pentagram, before landing on this design that's carved into the floor. And Sora finally speaks up her chanting now. Then she goes, interesting. We haven't had many of that order in quite some time. They seem to have died out long ago, but I think I might have a few manuscripts somewhere in the library. And she brings you. She leaves, comes back after a few minutes, and she places a few scrolls and a few tomes in front of you. She goes, so, each of these spots is a different order of the Blood Hunters. Yours has fallen upon, I believe yours was the Order of the Ghost Slayer. So one of the older ones, not really used as much, and like I said, many have died off, but can come quite in handy. You will not leave this room until you have mastered the introductory level of your new order. I, unfortunately, am of the profane soul, so I cannot help you in this endeavor. Good luck. Don't bleed yourself to death, because I don't want to clean it up. And she turns and she leaves the room, closing the door, and you hear a loud audible as she locks it behind her.
Looks like it's just me and you, Mother. I take the sword and I sheath it back, click it back in, and I open up the first scroll, unroll it, and it's written in actually it's written in Elvish and Common and a little bit of words that I may recognize from Fiend and stuff like that, and I just start to hold the papyrus in there and at the candlelight and just start reading.
Okay. And roll me a d20, please, just without any modifiers.
4. Better than a 1.
God damn, I'm just over here being quiet and I'm getting shots.
So
damn.
A few hours go by of you reading, and you're like, okay, you get some parts, and you're able to understand this part, but not really seeing where they're connecting at. It's almost as if different scripts are talking about different things and different points in time, and it's just jumbled to you at the moment. And so for the both of you, this training goes on for a good solid 2 weeks before you guys are even let out of the room. Food has been brought to you, as well as water, but it's been just the very bare minimum as each of you are doing this. During this time, Jay, go and roll a d12 for me.
A d12?
Mm-hmm.
What happened to all my high rolls from earlier?
8.
You got an 8? Okay.
Yeah.
So within these first 2 weeks, you have been able to successfully disarm and open 8 of these chests that are currently lining one of the walls. Now, keep in mind, there are still at least 100 more, not including any of the devices, traps, and mechanisms on some of the other walls. But Fabrix comes in, brings you your dinner for that evening, goes, well, I thought you'd be pretty farther ahead than this. It is slightly disappointing. Let me give you a little hint. You gotta play with it. You can't just run in there. You can't just go in all willy-nilly. You gotta tickle the right spot. It's all about the play. And then he just walks out and closes his door. Sora comes over to you in your room, crib, and she brings you dinner. So, still no progress in almost 2 weeks, huh?
It's a little bit more difficult to put the pieces together. I mean, it's like you said, it's an old language, and I'm having difficulty marrying the two.
Let me take a quick peek, see if I can find any type of hints that might help you. And roll a d6 for me, please.
I'd like to point out his teacher's been a lot more helpful than mine.
Rogues, man.
Ooh, a 6.
A 6. Okay.
Yes.
So you hand her one of the books and one of the scrolls that you've been kind of feeling the most familiar with so far, and she looks at it, And she's looking over and she goes, okay. And she grabs one of the scrolls that you've kind of neglected because it doesn't really seem to fit anywhere. And she picks up, she goes, this one might be the one you want to start with, including this part. And she points out in the script where it mentions that to begin this process of being an official ghost slayer of this order, one must experience firsthand of death. And so she goes, don't quite understand what that's going to mean. Hopefully it'll come more clear within some of these other reads, but I would start here first and foremost. So, and breakfast. And she turns and she leaves the room.
Wait, hold on. But my death.
And she closes that door, and you hear that same clunking sound as she locks the door.
Here's a nugget. Now, dude.
Question. I'm wondering. So since, I want to sit there with the scroll, and it says, "Unless I experience death," and I'm looking around in the room, and I'm thinking to myself, I've already experienced death. I've seen people die. I have been firsthand next to people with death. But if I needed to experience death to move forward, I have no one else in this room. There's nothing in here to kill. And then I'm having a thought, and I'm wondering what would happen. I mean, I'm already kind of weak and tired, and I've been letting out little bits of blood. But what would happen if I allowed myself to bleed even further? Like, near death. Like, take myself to that brink.
Okay.
So I'd like to cut myself further. I'd like to cut something a little bit more than just my hand.
Okay.
And bleed out a little bit more.
Okay. So go ahead and do a medicine check.
Medicine check.
Mm-hmm. To make sure you're doing the right things in the safest way and not something that can't be reversed.
Brr. Okay. I should really think these things through further. All right. Medicine check. All right.
That sounds good.
Game over, man. That was a 1. With a -2 in my medicine check, by the way.
Can I help him from where I'm at?
You're locked in a room.
But you wouldn't even know what's happening.
Can I help him?
So
he's gonna die.
you kind of take a moment and you're sitting there and you're like, first hand. I mean, there's only one thing that could be. So you take your sword and you go to just kind of mirror it in front of your chest, and you kind of take a few moments to breathe, and you begin to thrust it forward, and you hear a voice in the back of your head. I wouldn't do that if I were you.
I immediately pause with the blade. The tip of the blade did hit, and it's like a little puncture.
Some blood that starts trickling down.
Yeah, the little blood starts trickling down. I'm here, with my blade outward, so it was awkward as it was to do it, self-inflicting. But that voice, I've heard it before. I'm very familiar with it. And I still managed to get like a good, quarter inch in. I'm like, and I'm kind of glad I freeze, and I just like all my muscles just kind of lock up, and I just sit there for a moment, just feeling the blade, and I'm like waiting to hear anything else. Blade's still there, just kind of slowly pull it back out a little bit, now it's outside, but I'm looking at the blood now. It's a nice little trickle of blood. I mean, I cut myself pretty bad.
The whole front of your chest and everything, it's very warm now. as this blood is kind of coming through it. It ceases after a few minutes because it wasn't a very deep puncture.
Yeah.
But during this time that you're kind of watching the blood, you are kind of seeing it kind of move and swirl around that circle you're in before just kind of laying to rest. Eventually the wound stops bleeding, but during that time you don't hear that voice again.
It's still not closer.
And then Jay, we're
Still
going to
no
jump
closer.
back over to your room now. So
Nice.
you still have some chests to do. However, you can also opt in to try and dismantle some traps, dismantle some mechanisms. But Fabrix is kind of there in the corner. He just kind of playing with his dagger, just simply tossing it up in the air and catching it, and just staring at it and watching intently as to see what you do.
As I keep looking at I'm gonna try to see if there's any traps or anything like that around that I can disarm, so it can. I don't die.
So I mean, there's a whole wall of traps. So there's ones that range from inlaid floor traps. There's simple tripwire traps. There's pressure.
Yeah, I'm gonna disarm. I'm gonna try to disarm as many as I can.
Okay. Roll a d20 and add your sleight of hand to it.
5 and 7.
So you successfully managed to get through the first two traps. Simple snare traps without much pressure, something that you might find a very simple hunter using in the woods to catch very small game. So you kind of feel pretty bold about yourself. So you're like, I bet you I can take in one of these inlaid floor traps. So you begin moving some of your tools to these plates that are on the ground. When this blade shoots up, this little, almost like a saw blade, straight up, and it goes in front of your face. It doesn't hit you. You do see some hair kind of fall down a bit, but that thing goes ding 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 ding, and Fabrix starts dying laughing in the corner. It's gonna take you a while, isn't it?
I
got all day, but I just saying.
Just instead of sitting there, you can give a little bit more instruction. You know that, right?
What other instruction could I give? You have tools. You have things that need tools to be opened. Simple as that. I told you, feel the rhythm. Play with it. Just play with it. That's all you gotta do.
You know what? I'll play with it. There you go. You happy? I'll play with it. I will play with it. And I whip out my balls. You like what I'm playing with now?
And you watch it, he goes, hi, you're kind of a bold one. And he takes one of the lockpicks that's from his own pocket and just flicks it at your ball. And that's going to be... It hits your ball and it sticks. It sticks in the skin. You take 1 point of damage from it. It's just like... He goes, you got balls. They're small, but you got them. Use them to play with the locks. That's all. There's not much more I can say. And it's at this point that, almost as if a montage goes by. It's, the next week happens, and then a month, 2 months, 3 months, and it's about 5 months down from when you first started your training. Jay, Aman, you have almost successfully completed 80% of the chests and traps in this room. Some of the mechanisms are still giving you a hard time, but you're getting better. You're understanding that it's not just get in and twist. You finally understand what play means. You're toggling with some of the teeth that are within the locks and feeling that sweet spot before clicking it. And it's becoming natural for you with these nimble fingers. You just one after another. You're getting better at it, and finally you're almost playing your own little music while you're doing it. Jumping over to Karib, you've been able to make more connections, and you haven't heard that voice anymore, but the connection you've been making is, okay, well, mostly everything is going to be revolved around some type of experience with death. You've been able to understand some of the ideologies. You've been able to, understand how to activate certain abilities when the time comes, when your blood fully encompasses what is to be part of this order that you're attempting. And Sora's sitting there. She's kind of watching you, over the last few weeks or so, and you've mentioned to her, kind of the connection that you've been making of as far as death and relation to death and everything that goes with the blood. And she goes, I've really been putting this off, but I have an idea. You trust me?
Well, yeah, sure. I'll take anything right about now.
She doesn't even wait for you to finish the rest of that. She said, haven't done this in a while. Let's see how it goes. And she begins rubbing your hands. And she places one hand on the front of your chest and one hand on right between your shoulder blades in the back. And she whispers something that comes out in almost like in a very harsh, infernal-like tongue. And in that moment, all of your blood sprays from you. And you feel your energy just drain, and you're being showered with your own blood. Some of it is just smacking to the ground, falling onto your face. Other parts of it are almost freezing midair and beginning to swirl. And you begin to black out. Roll a d20 for me, please.
Come on, high roller. 19.
19, okay. So you're watching this scene, and almost as you're about to black out, you feel yourself almost separate. And for a brief moment, the faintest of milliseconds, you are outside your body, looking at the scene that's happening, watching the blood fall down, watching as Sora concentrates and her blood is swirling in her own palms against your chest and your back. And you see that the blood that's frozen in air begins to shine, flickers, little, and you kind of get a closer look at your face from this outside view, and you're smiling. And it's at that moment that the symbol that's beyond, where your blood first went ahead and touched you, that placed you within this order, begins to shine. And the rest of your blood, where it was just little, begins to get a more steady, almost constant stream of light a little bit, before burning out. And then at that moment, you watch as your blood rushes back into you, and you are slammed back into your own body. And from this reconnection, Sora is blown back from you. She hits into the wall a little bit, and you are there, still visibly drenched. You are physically drained and weak, but you're breathing once again.
What the hell was that?
She's kind of rubbing her temple. Blood magic. For blood magic, I thought it would help. Anything?
I saw light everywhere. Light. My blood was glowing. It was light everywhere. And for a second there, I wasn't even in my own body. It was amazing. It was scary and amazing at the same time. Is that something you do all the time? Is that what your power is?
No. But, and she's kind of like stiffening out herself. Each order channels its blood different. The fact that a recurring trend with yours was death firsthand, I began to think that it wasn't just about witnessing, but experiencing your own death. So,
you killed me?
Killed you.
You killed me. Did you know that was going to work?
No, not really.
So, you mean to tell me that you almost, like, really killed me?
No. I didn't almost. I killed you.
I'm not entirely sure how to reply to that.
Honestly, me neither. I didn't know what would happen, but hey, it turned out. And she stands up and she cracks her neck and she's like, "You might as well. I mean, you're not dead now. You might as well get back to the books. I'm gonna go get a drink. Good night."
Are you serious? Wait. My hands reached out to where I was asking her to wait, and then it gets dizzy, and like I see now double and triple hands, and I just kind of like stumble backwards, and the room's spinning, and everything kind of makes sense but doesn't make sense. I just died. I didn't die. She killed me. She didn't kill me. And I'm just drained, and I'm sweating, and I feel like just awfully weak, just exhausted. And I kind of like kneel down and just kind of collapse a little bit, and just still breathing heavy. Like I'm gonna pass out. I'm trying not to pass out, and I'm looking at the spread out papers, and I'm actually seeing drops of my blood still on me, and I'm looking down at my clothes, and I'm like, I'm still covered in some of my own blood.
Interestingly enough, the pages that you looked at, that drops of your blood are still there. Your blood is starting to fill out scripts that seem to have been broken before.
Got it. So in my dizzy haze, I'm seeing new writings starting to show up on these pages, which I'm not 100% sure if I'm just seeing things because I just died. So I pick up one of the pages and I just kind of look at it and try to focus and just.
And as you focus, you pass out. And we jump back to Amon. And this is now, furthermore, time skip. We're at your 6th month of training in this room. You have not left this room in almost 6 months. But you have mastered almost every lock and trap in here. And Fabrix goes, "Seems I've changed it pretty well. Look like a right thief."
I mean, you really didn't do much there, buddy. You just sat there watching me.
Don't be modest. We both know I did all the work. Anyways, there's one more test you need to do. This one's gonna be a doozy.
Bring it on, you little bastard.
Alright, so he walks up to you. He's about 15 feet away, and he eyes you coldly. Just the coldest stare you've ever seen him give you. And almost for a brief moment, you do kind of feel your heart skip a beat with a touch of fear in it, as this does not look like the Fabrix you've grown to know in the last 6 months. And he's just eyeing you deadly, and he goes, "Guess how many fingers I have behind me back?"
All my training leading up to this.
This very moment, you can do it. Come on. Dig deep. Feel it. Feel it.
7.
And he holds up his hand, and you notice that this hand he has 5. On this hand, he has 4. Not because he's not holding up 5, but because there's a.
He's missing the finger.
He goes, "Ha! You almost had it." But he begins to clap. He goes, "I'm just fucking with you. Let's get out of this fucking room. You fucking stink. Let's get you to the baths. Let's get some grub." And he begins walking out there, and we go.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You'll be alright, fine thief. I'm glad you stuck with him. I'm glad you didn't die. Actually, from some of those traps, some of them are pretty deadly. Yeah, that would have been bad."
As we're walking, can I do a sleight of hand to do what he did to me when we first met?
You want to try and take off his armor?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Just to fuck with him like he did me.
Yeah, go right ahead. Let's see.
I didn't do it.
What'd you get?
Got a 5 and 7.
So you go to reach, and you're like, I got him, and you grab the latch on part of his armor, and he just slaps your hand and goes, don't forget to touch you. You gotta be quicker than that. And he just pats you on the back. And goes, nice try though. Told you got balls. There's wee little balls, kind of like little. You got some tiny nuts and a little sausage. Some tiny nuts.
We both know I don't got tiny nuts and tiny sausage. I whipped them out in front of you already. But one day I will get you.
Do you understand? I am a halfling, and my nuts are clearly visible, larger than yours. I mean, you should feel kind of.
My friend, when you got half a body, anything looks big on you.
Oh, it ain't just looks. Anyways.
It's like all the women, they got big booties when they know they don't really got it. If they would scratch out a little bit, it'll flatten out a little. You're compact, that's what it is. You're just compact.
Still bigger than yours. And then, so Karib, we go back to your chamber, and over the last few days, you were still reviewing the new scripture that has been formed from your blood. And some of those pages, it looked as if almost, writing had been faded. So you couldn't really make out what was there, but the blood that fell onto it actually filled in those gaps with the script that was supposed to be there. And your first-hand experience with death does actually unlock within you a certain light, a certain radiance, and a beauty that comes with and for death. And so, through incantations and practices, you've mastered the art of being able to, one, not only manipulate items with blood, but even items without blood. You've been able to apply your maledict to it, as well as now you're able to take your blade and going and reciting a mantra as you run the blade over your arm or run it over any part of your body. You've kind of done some few tests depending on how you want to do this. But anytime you cite this mantra as your blood falls upon your blade, it begins to glow with a radiance. And you've noticed that when you even striking at the wall, the blade does not blow with this radiance and actually has been leaving markings within this wall. And so I'll leave the mantra up to you, whatever you feel like doing. If you want to completely leave out the mantra, that's up to you. But you've now gained this new right ability. And both of you have now successfully leveled up to level 3 and have successfully taken on the order of the Ghost Slayer, as well as successfully become a thief. Jay, I see your face. I know we leveled up last time, but this was like
I was just about to say, I thought we were on level 3 already.
I leveled you guys up, but this was like how you got to this level to make it more sense overall.
Can I go back helping now?
Huh?
Can I go back up in health? Because I'm a little low because everybody's been beating me up.
Yeah, well, it's been 6 months since you got beaten by the others, so yeah, you would have.
Well, you didn't say I could. I don't want to see.
6 months. You thought you were going to stay at 1 health for 6 months?
I wasn't at 1 health. I was at 12.
So both you come out of your respective chambers for the first time in 6 months and look across and you see the other.
First and foremost, I'm coming out. I'm significantly leaner than I was, a little sickly looking, a little pale. I've been losing blood for 6 months on regular basis.
That's what low key looks like Carrie right now.
Yeah. My dark complexion is gone. Whatever complexion I managed to get as an elf living on the sea, it's gone. So what emerges is something that looks vampiric in essence. And I'm just exhausted. I'm tired. I'm excited on the inside, but I look across over to Amon and I'm watching him. And I think I see him coming out telling a joke to his trainer, and like
they are laughing. Yeah, you noticed that.
So I noticed that they're laughing, and I'm thinking to myself, "What the fuck was he doing for?" 6 months, considering that I feel like I died and been bleeding for 6 months, and he's laughing and joking. So I immediately just kind of just look at him, just like, oh, you son of a bitch, I just don't like you right now. I'm hating everything about the fact that you're coming out happy. I can't say anything, but I'm looking at him and I'm just watching him having a great time.
Man, how are you doing? You look like shit.
Hi, Amon.
You need help? You kind of look like you a little scrawny from the last time I seen you.
And you look like you've had a wonderful time.
Not really. I almost died a couple of times. The little guy has been sitting in the corner laughing at me while I almost died. But I respect him for it.
Well, I did die. Take that.
Hold on, time out. You died? So does that mean you're a ghost? Am I speaking to a ghost right now?
Yes, and ghosts don't interact with the living, so boo. As I start to walk back, I'm like, I'm going to my room. I haven't seen it in 6 months. I'm tired.
You sure you don't want to bath? Because I don't remember ghosts somebody telling the ghost they stank, but you kind of stank.
But where's the bathhouse? I don't know where the bathhouse is.
I'm actually headed that way. You want to come on?
That's an emphatic.
I'll scrub your back.
That's an emphatic no.
You kind of got some red stuff on your back. I'll scrub your back, buddy.
No. How about I'll just wait right here until I'll be in my room until you finish your bath, and then I'll go.
You don't have much strength. I just drag you along.
No, stop. Let me go. He actually starts to grab me probably, and I'm still I'm trying to resist him, but I don't really think I got the strength in me.
So Mon begins to pull you up the stairs a little bit, and he kind of realizes that he was never shown where the baths were.
Yeah, I thought the little guy was still showing me.
No, well, he was going to, and then you grabbed your friend and started making your way up. So you start making your way up as well, assuming the baths are up there. And as you both emerge, there are bright lights. There's music. There's everyone that you have met so far since joining Table Noctis is there present. Even, my goodness, I forgot my old man's name. Hey, listen, it's been a while since you've been in
Laubeck.
Even Laubeck is sitting there, and each of them are dressed to impress. They're dressed in very high gear, and you do see that there's some streamers, and there's buckets and barrels of alcohol and food, and you can even see that even some of the unsavory ones that you've met so far are all visibly in a cheerful mood. Even Amelia managed to creep a warm smile from her cold, very angry demeanor, and they're all sitting there kind of clapping and going woo, as you guys have now completed your 6-month training to become official members of Table Noctis.
As everybody looks, I kind of stealth backwards, like.
Meanwhile, I finally forced myself free. Like, I told you to let me go. And I'm looking at the spectacle, squinting my eyes a little bit because I've been in a dark room with candles only. This is just so bright to me. I'm looking around. I see Sora. She's clapping, and Amelia, who I'm still slightly afraid of, is smiling, which is making me a little bit more creeped out. But I smell food, and I see beer, and immediately my spirits pick up a little bit, and I'm like, I need this so bad. I kind of like zombie walk over, like everyone's like congratulating me, like food, and just
before you even make it there, Sora catches you mid-stride, and she throws a large plate with a giant haunch of meat packed with vegetables all around, and a healthy glass of meat to go with it. And she's like, eat up. Dying takes a lot out of you, I'm sure. I haven't done it myself, so I'm not quite sure, but clearly.
We have a lot to talk about. Well, thank you.
You're fine. So enjoy. And she smacks you real hard and on your back, and you're not quite sure if the strength came from just her natural physique or the fact that you've gotten a little bit weaker and anemic at this point.
Little bit of turkey leg is stuck in my throat.
And Laubek kind of speaks up. You guys did good. You guys did good. I missed your training. Yeah. That was on purpose. Actually, I just didn't really care. But congrats. And oh, by the way, you owe Sadarim. And Sadarim kind of walks up with his book that he normally keeps, and he just slams it in front of him and goes, yes, that will be a total of 12 gold, 3 coppers, and 4 silvers for Carib, and 13 gold, 4 silvers, and 23 copper for Amon. These are your food fees for not being official members. That is due. So right after you eat, it's time to get to work.
Wait, I got killed and I owe money?
All part of the job. Anyways, I look forward to seeing this coin back in my ledger, as well as the food back in my pantry.
Just one more question.
Enjoy your day. And he goes
wait.
off and starts downing more mead.
How much does it take to pay that off? And I'm thinking back to these other numbers that were next to the names. The 347, the 799, the 796, and I'm thinking to myself, like, how long have these guys been here and how long have they been paying off their debt? And then I think about Lem for a second, and I'm like, who the hell's Lem? Can I scope the room and see if I see any new faces?
There is no one new.
Gotcha.
We're the only new ones.
You are the only new ones.
Do I see the little guy around me?
Fabrics?
Yeah.
Well, now that you're up, he's moved over and he started chowing down food next to Amelia.
I walk up to him. How come your little bastard ass ain't tell me we're gonna have to pay this shit back?
Does he walk past me as he walks up to him?
Yeah, he does.
I'm just gonna mention, don't turn yourself into a roach. I'm just gonna keep eating.
And so, Fabrics acknowledged, you wouldn't have worked as hard if you knew you had to pay it back. Or at all, really. You probably would just let yourself die in that, and I would have had to clean
How
it.
did it take you to pay your shit back?
Carry that for Sunrim. Yes. How much have I paid back? And he opens his book again. Let's see. You have paid back roughly 14% and still accruing interest. Closes his book.
So what you're telling me is we're never gonna get through this shit?
That depends on how much bounties you do. I do some, normally the lower cost ones. But I like to play a little too much, so my money goes elsewhere. And he goes back to eating.
Where's Lum, whatever the fuck it is, the leader?
Laubeck?
Laubeck, yeah.
He's sitting at the bar across the way with Sadra.
I walk up to him.
Okay.
Me and my friend over there want a good bounty starting tomorrow.
I look up immediately,
I want to start paying some of this shit off now.
I'm mid-drink as he's speaking for me, like,
I'm glad you show enthusiasm. Really the plan is after this party, this soiree, which by the way is also on your tab.
Hold on! You're throwing the party for me and I'm paying for it!
I immediately put my beer back down and put the food back a little bit, like...
Of course. But anyway, after this little soiree, you actually are to start work today. We need the funds.
I take my plate back, start eating some more. I gotta power up. I'm like, oh, shit. Now I'm not eating out of.
So I start looking at everybody eating, and I'm like, hold on. If you're not paying for this, you're gonna stop eating my motherfucking food.
and Lao Bei kind of stands up on top of the actual counter.
Table.
All that is day be known as good day. We now have our new members. They have gone through initiation. They are paying for this lovely soiree. Eat to your heart's content. Drink till your stomach is filled. Yeah! And everyone goes, yeah! And they all just start.
He's lucky I know for a fact that I can't beat him, or I would have tripped him off the damn countertop.
I'm eating more now because I'm like, oh my god, if I'm paying for this, I need to eat. If I need to finish this before they do.
As I just sit down next to Karut and I start eating and drinking, like, god damn it, we're gonna be quarters to the sun.
I'm basically stuck in this next to you, so you make sure you eat everything in this place.
As he says that, I'm like,
So
I'm double fisting now, my turkey legs and shit.
So approximately about 2.5, 3 hours go by as you guys are enjoying. Everyone is drinking and eating to their fill. You guys eat, get sick, throw up, but then realize, shit, I'm paying for this and I have to go work. So you force yourself to eat some more and just kind of continue the cycle a little bit before Sadram kind of picks up. Alright, you two. Time to work. I need my money. And he grabs both of you by your collars and starts leading you out of the actual house. And this is in half a year. You're seeing the streets of Lament once more. Bright mid-sunny day. And he begins walking you down the street.
Can I longingly look at my bedroom as I pass by it? Like,
oh, absolutely.
We still haven't even bathed, so we still stink ass like ass.
I haven't even bathed. So he's walking through, and through the streets you see a few blacksmiths, you see stores, you see people walking through with farm animals and selling stuff in a market. You actually do walk by some of the other houses as well. You remember some of the banners, and their houses not nearly as small, not squished up against other buildings, actually have land around them. A few of them are higher elevation points, kind of overlooking parts of the city, all very much nicer than the house you both were settled in, and you kind of begin to ponder, were we the rejects? And after about half an hour of walking, you come to this large stone building, just bricked, a few pillars here and there, and Sadram informs you guys, this is where you will be picking up your jobs. This is the bounty board, the bounty hall, whatever you want to call it. But there are rankings. You both are entry level rankings. You take anything higher, you will die. And he points over, and you see this woman, very beautiful, olive colored skin, a deep brown, almost at parts kind of green hair, golden yellow eyes, and beautiful figure. Next to her is a large, burly, darker skinned man. He has lighter brown at the peaks of it, almost orangish hair, and a long goatee that comes down, and visibly tattoos kind of running up his forearms. And Sadram lets you know, this is Maureen, this is Jax, they'll fill you in from here. And he slaps both of you on your back. He says, good luck. Remember to pay your tabs. And he walks off, leaving you at the bounty hall.
Slide a hand and take his purse.
Oh, you can certainly try, sir.
Can I slide a hand, slap his ass?
Absolutely do not opposed.
Okay. I didn't do it.
I had a 10, so
Well, I got a 6 and a 7.
Well, he has sleight of hand.
7 plus 7. That's why I said 6 and a 7.
So you got 15 total.
I have
Did
I need any modifiers for mine, or is it just a straight roll?
Yours would have been a straight roll.
Oh, well then.
So you do notice as Amon gets that look in his eye, you're like, fuck. But you can't will your body to move as well as it normally would. And
Yeah, I'm exhausted.
Yeah, you throw your arm up and it's just not quite fast enough. And Amon goes and he grabs, and seeing for the first time that you have not been able to thwart his plans, is a little overly excited and grabs a little too hard. And next thing he knows, his forearm is wrapped with these giant freaking fingers in hand. As
it was gonna fall. I was just trying to help you out. It was trying to help you out. It was gonna fall. I was trying to help you out here.
Mr. I just want to interject and just distract real quick. Soderham, just a quick question. He was also trying to get your attention. Is it at all possible with these rankings to go for a slightly higher rank so we may pay off our debt quicker?
At the risk of your own death, yes, it is possible. Now as for you, 2% interest added to your total. Good day.
Only 2%?
2%? You don't even know what your number currently is. 2% of your number could be a lot. You just, have a total of...
I already learned that I'm going to be a slave to this guild.
Party.
I realized that I'm going to be a slave to this guild for a while. 2% is better than him killing me.
And he releases you, and you, as he lets go, where he was squeezing, your entire forearm is red.
Can I just tiredly place my hand on him and I just talk to him? Look, it's been 6 months. Have you not learned a thing in that room?
Yeah, I was doing exactly what I learned in that room.
Well, apparently you didn't learn enough because you didn't succeed.
They trained me to be a thief. I was doing what I was trained to do.
A thief wouldn't have been caught.
No, that behemoth had his shit tied extra tight.
If I could tie your mouth extra tight, I swear.
Oh, you want to go pick up a bounty or wood?
We have no choice. We just paid for all that food.
Which, come to think about it, is a lot of bullshit, because we didn't have money to come into this. How are we paying for that?
I look at the board and I say, well, I guess we'll ask them. At Jackson,
let's go talk to them.
Maureen.
And Maureen. So you
Maureen.
And Amon, you notice anything, this very beautiful woman, golden eyes, and the same next to her is a darker male, very stocky, muscular built. And Jack speaks up.
Alright. Real quick question. We're looking for a bounty, but on the other hand, are y'all related?
Well, seeing as how this is my wife.
Ooh, even better.
What my friend would like to say is there any way that you can let us know about the more accessible bounties that might be available for us? And
you were told we're on the beginner level.
I said accessible, and if there might be a place that we might be able to wash, since this guy over here stinks awfully bad.
And after I wash, have y'all two ever decided on playing on swing?
What he means to say is there any kind of a bar where we might be able to swing our way in and find ourselves a nice drink?
And it's at this point that the woman actually speaks up. Marie, she goes, "Ah, yes, you must be the two from Taylor Loctus. correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
I see. Entry level for you it is. Okay. So we have 3 current positions. Bounties, I should say. We have a bounty for a handsome Jack, an Eselemas twins, or Grindwald. Dealer's choice.
Can we get a little information on this, or we're just going by the title of the contract?
You pick your title. From there, the card will reveal the information.
Quick question. Grinwald sounds like something dark and archaic, or maybe fiendish. Is there anything that I might be able to perceive from that name alone?
I have Hellish Rebuke, which gives me,
Gives you nothing on this.
yeah, I'm trying. Jesus knows I'm trying.
You trying something, all right.
Let's see. Let's do a history check.
Yeah, what's this?
That would be a 9 plus 2, so 11.
Okay. So you take a moment and you do recall while being on the road a few years back, there was a small time, kind of very small time crime boss that was popping up here and there. Remember stories of him not having much success, and his name kind of fizzled out for a year or two after you started hearing about him on your travels. So it is odd that his name is popped back up now, especially as a bounty. So you're not sure what may have happened between the last you heard of him and now, but that's really what you remember from just kind of thinking about the name itself.
I kind of tapped the chest of Goofball over here. Hey, Amon. I don't know about the other two, but this guy was Small Potatoes, and it seems odd that he has a bounty on his head now.
Sure, let's go with that one. You can go ahead and choose it.
You don't want to make a choice as far as the twins or the other guy?
Listen, the quicker we get to the bounty, the quicker I can try to pick these two up. And the quicker we can come back and pay a little bit of this debt off.
So Jax kind of says you, well, I can tell you this right now, you ain't picking anybody up.
Baby boy.
It's not for me trying to be, Mr. Macho. These are the words coming from her. And he kind of noticed it. He points to his wife, and you can see that there is a slight semblance of fear there. Even as big as he is, and as small as she is, he is terrified of her. And she kind of looks at you, Amon, and she goes, "You would be rather scrumptious, but I don't think you could really muster the strength I need." And it's at that point where her body, as she's staying there, begins to lift and move and sway, and you realize that there aren't legs. In fact, her torso is connected to a large snake tail, and it begins to uncoil itself from behind the bar where they're standing, and she kind of leans in over you now, an easy 7 feet above your head, leaning down. This one looks rather frail. Maybe next time. And she's
leaning over my head or his head?
Both of yours head. She's 7 feet above both of you.
I look up at her and say, actually, I'm anemic at the moment and wouldn't have much flavor, I promise you.
I just look up to her and I go, "You're still beautiful."
Oh, that I know.
I walk away.
I have to break gaze with her for a second because she is quite attractive as a snake, but I have to look over towards Jax with a newfound respect that he married her. You know these bounties. Anything you want to, if you had to pick one, which would you choose?
I'm not liability to say, if I give you the wrong recommendation, you end up dead. That's money I owe your house. And you would save El Noctis, You gotta deal with shit. You gotta deal with Saturn. I'm not trying to fuck with that man. You make a choice. Once you choose,
we're gonna choose Greg.
And it'll have your information there.
He opened up his big mouth and he said what he said.
Which one?
Grim, whatever it is.
Grinwald?
Yeah.
Okay. So just as far as like spelling wise, it is GRINDWALD.
GRINDWALDT. Grinwald. Okay.
So, Jax goes ahead and plucks the bounty off of the board itself and hands it to you. And you notice that it has a symbol there. It's almost like a standard E. It has 2 additional dashes on the top of it and 1 additional dash on the bottom of it. And it's basically what the entry-level stamp is for bounties. He hands it to you, and who's taking it?
I'll take it. I want to take it before he does.
So on the back of it, it has a few details. So it advises that the bounty itself is worth a total of 2 gold and 3 copper. And it advises to head to the city of Blackburn, which conveniently posted next to the board that Jax pulled the bounty from is a map of the general area, and Blackburn is roughly about 2 to 3 day travel distance from Lament, where you currently are.
Well,
is it 2 to 3 days walking or 2 to 3 days by horse?
Walking.
Walking. How long would it be by horse?
By horse it'd be about 1 day.
Maybe the horse.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with you there. It's probably the first smart thing that's come out of your mouth since we've left. How about this? How about we procure horses and find a place to stay, get some rest, and bathe. Really need to bathe before we head out, lest we are on the road and every person and thief and whatever can smell us from a mile away.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I know we need to bathe. I can smell us too.
Good. Finally, something we agree on.
We agreed on a lot of things. You just choose not to fucking come to terms with it.
Yeah. Your history of what we've agreed on and mine are completely different.
We agreed on the jello water. We agreed I should have left that guy on the damn split in games. And I don't remember what else.
Do you really want to go there? All right. I turn now my attention to. Is she still looming? By the way,
she's kind of backed down a little bit, but she's still definitely enforcing her presence.
Yeah, I'm not talking to her right now. I'm going to keep my eye on Jax for the moment.
I'm just looking at her going.
Yeah, I'm trying to be respectful to my man right now. Would you mind recommending an inn, and perhaps pointing out a stable somewhere we might be able to procure transportation?
Talking about an inn here or an inn in Blackburn?
No, here.
Why would you need an inn? Don't you got a place to sleep?
Yeah, that we should be probably getting on our way. An inn here. There's no horses in it. There's no stables in our thing, is there?
I do.
At your
we don't. Yeah.
No.
We don't know.
So
Okay.
meaning we can go back to the guild and shower and rest.
Yeah. I mean,
We just need.
you have a place to sleep. Regardless, you're still paying for it whether you're there or not.
Okay, so we can just go back to the guild, shower, rest, and then start in the morning. We just had to get a bounty. He didn't say we had to leave that night.
You're right. Okay.
This way, we don't waste any money that we don't have. 2, it's free. Somewhat.
All right, let's head back to the guild. We'll rest up and try to see if they have horses, which are gonna cost us anyway. So we might as well go back there.
This is very true. Just add it to our tag.
Do we have any coin on us at all?
No. I just looked at my inventory. I have none.
I am looking at mine.
I don't have any coin at this point. Any coin that you may have brought with you,
They took
it.
Taken. Yeah.
All right. So I look to Jax.
Question. Do we have any weapons, or do we need to buy weapons?
Still have all your gear.
Okay, cool. All right, just making sure, because that would be some really bitch-assness if we had to go buy
into the wild naked.
Yeah, no, I had my weapons in me during the whole 6 months. So
they were in you. Wow, that's a nice place.
Not well, on me. Well, technically, at one point in me. So. Yeah. So
between him and his weapons is very special, apparently.
Yeah, quite special. So I look to Jax and I say, "Thank you. We will see each other again." And I look up to Maureen. Mm-hmm. Oh, was the M? Mm-hmm. Oh, damn. See, I'm glad I didn't say it out loud to her. I look up to Maureen and I said, "Ma'am, I look forward to seeing you again." And I just turn and start to walk back towards the guild. Knowing, before I walk, I just kind of like walk and pause just beyond Amon, just in case he decides to steal something. So I'm kind of waiting for him to do something.
No, I'm not doing nothing. That bitch is ready to eat me. I'm just going to look at her and go, You said I look scrumptious. You look scrumptious as well. You're a lucky man. You know that? And I speed walk the hell out of there before she pounces on me.
And I walk. Now that I know that he's already walking in that direction, I start to walk with him because I'm like, oh, God damn it. damn it. Just walk.
Okay.
Now, quick question. Huh? Is the guy a snake too?
I mean, you saw the top part of him. You're not sure.
That's what I'm saying, because how is that going to work?
You ask. Let's just. You know what? How about you figure that out, and then you come back and report to me later.
So it takes you roughly, after you guys leave, it's about 30 minutes before you make it back to your house overall. So you go to the main level, you can go down to where the rooms are, and you still see some of the people kind of hanging out in the kitchen. But you do not know where the showers are. But watching you come back in, Laubek does go in and acknowledge. He goes, "So, did you get your bounties?"
Yeah, actually, it seems we're heading to Blackburnt to find what I was assuming was a low-level boss, Grinwald.
Grinwald, yeah, I've heard of him. Kind of small fry though. Anyways, Maureen still looking as fine as ever?
Yes, indeed, she's looking scrumptious out there.
She is quite the vision.
Yeah. Careful. Anyways, let me see proof of purchase. Let me see that bounty, please.
I show him the ticket.
He looks at it and he goes, oh, nice. All right. Both of you smell like ass. Complete ass. Has no one showed you where the baths are?
No.
That would be no.
You've gone 6 months of pissing and shitting on yourself and no baths.
I was wondering how Sora kept walking in that room.
She has seen worse. Anyways, and he leads you through.
My instructor was doing the same thing. He was pissing and shitting on himself too. He thought it was funny.
Yeah, he does that.
I look at him like, what the fuck?
He leads you through the main hall where the kitchen and the bar is, And the stairs you went down, a little bit past that in the right corner, there's a door. As he takes you through, it breaks off into two areas, one for females, one for males. And he says, alright, to the left is a bath. Please, by all means, go in it.
And as he's talking, I'm going right.
Okay.
Did you just say you're going right?
Yeah.
You know, I watch him as he starts to go right, and I think to myself, well, looks like I'm doing this one on my own. I'm kind of relieved that he's going right because I really didn't want to have to take a bath with this guy. And I almost kind of give him a little tip of the hat, like, you go. Question, this ticket that I have on me, can I examine it? Is there any other information on Grinwald aside from his location?
So it does give a brief description of some of his current activities. So, around the town of around the town of Blackbird, there have been storehouses that have been robbed. There have been a few missing people, as well as a local mine that's been kind of taken over. They're not sure if this connects to Grinwald, but his last appearance was in Blackbird, and that was whenever he was actually robbing one of the taverns in the area. Grinwald is a dwarf. He has reddish brown hair and normally travels with an orc companion. That's all that's on the back of the ticket.
Gotcha. Orc companion. As I'm reading this, has Aman already left my side? Is he going into the shower? Because I almost want to call out to him and be like, hey, I got more information on Grinwald if you want to hear it.
Yeah, so while you were studying, he would have already gone ahead and gone down the hallway through into the...
So he's gone.
Yeah.
Alright, so I look and I notice that he's gone, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll just fold up the paper, and I'm going to go into my shower on this side.
Okay. So, Jay, walking into the female bathhouse, you see where there is a pile of clothes in a little bin, and there's a curtain that you see steam coming from. How do you want to...
Stealth, motherfucker, stealth!
Stealth? Alright. So go ahead and roll that stealth for me.
15.
15 total? Okay.
Yeah.
So you managed to go and creep through, and at first it's kind of odd trying to see through the fog and the steam coming through, but your eyes adjust. You have your eyes set on a target, and you see the outline of a shadow. It's in there bathing and kind of minding their own business. And you're able to approach, and they don't really seem to notice you at all.
Now, is there another stall right next to it?
So it's less of a stall and more of like an open
open bathhouse
area.
I'm like, I just turn around and get out.
I turn around and get
before
out?
Before I die.
Stealth out, please.
Nope, they noticed.
What'd you get?
For one.
So,
well, with my stuff, it's a 4.
Still not one though.
Yes, it was.
So, overly excited about potentially seeing somebody in here, butt naked, but also
stricken with a sense of fear that shit, if it's Amelia, I'm fucked. You go to turn really quick on your heels to try and sneak your way back out, and there's a spot on the floor where some suds had collected, almost towards near a drainage area, and you slip and crash and bust your ass. And you smack your head on something, and as you're trying to rile and kind of clear everything back out, you see the shadow kind of over you. And as you begin to open your eyes, you see the shadow getting closer and closer until a face is visible to you. And you hear What is this? You come to see my parts?
Why, yes, I did.
3% interest added back.
Well, since you
For
already
shame. This is great shame.
you're already adding, how about we have a little fun here?
And you realize that this is Sodom that is currently taking a bath. And he's the only person in the female bath.
Why is he in the female bath?
Who said it was a he?
He just said he.
What's he?
Oh.
Why is he in the female bath?
Why are you in the female
Are you
bath? But that's
asking
okay. I'm nowhere near you. I'm in my bath already.
Are you asking him?
Yeah.
So he replies, the females never use this bath. So I use this bath. It is private. It is for me.
Alright, since he said that, I'm gonna go shower.
And as you go to get up, you realize that there's a second shadow next to you.
Huh?
Easily the size of a fire extinguisher. Dangling between Saharim's legs. Just
Sir?
keep in mind, this is my bath. Mine.
You right, I don't want no parts of this. You and your friend can go back to your private bath.
And do you leave from there?
Hell yeah.
Saharim watches as you walk out, standing fully proud, just standing there as you leave.
Sir, you need to charge yourself 3% interest on that. It's disgusting.
This entire time, I hear voices, perhaps, from how close are these baths? Are they like divided by a wall or something?
I would say there's a pretty thick wall between them. It's easily like a 6-foot wall, but
Is it like the men's locker room where you can hear a lot of echo? Do I hear any of this at
a
all?
little bit. You can hear a little bit.
All right, I just hear speaking, and
I'm
I'm in the bath already. I'm just like waist deep, scrubbing myself. I'm like, oh shit.
You never know, I guess.
So,
What happened to me?
so Amon, you turn the corner and you see this figure with just complete wet dreads drenched in front of their face, the water around them completely soaked, and you can't even see their face, but you can tell it is Karib, and he is a little bit skinnier than when you first met him. But you said you explained what happened with you in the other bath.
I was attacked by a mandingo. What's going on?
Better mandingo than what I expected. I honestly expected you to drown as a roach, or worse.
Roaches can live underwater for 3 days.
Yeah, well, that'd have been a very long 3 days with you under the water. I honestly did not expect to hear from you.
And I got a 3% interest on my tab.
Doesn't that make, is it compound or is it like added on? I mean, like, are
You know what? I didn't even ask. I just let it go because he was standing there proud of him and his little friend.
What's with you and people's genitals, honestly?
He had it next to me.
So, was it furry? I'm just curious. I don't know why I'm asking, but it's just a weird thing.
He don't have hair on his head, but he has hair in his balls.
Well, that's what you get to live with that image for the rest of your life. Congratulations.
His hair migrated from north to south quick.
So Amon, flip that sentence. He's got hair up top.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Oh, he scapes.
Okay.
He manscapes.
Think of it more like a horse is how it's naturally smooth, like that.
First of all, why would I notice that horses is naturally
No
smooth?
one's ever been to they just dangle. They don't even hide it. First off, you can go to any farm. They just dangle.
I don't pay attention to horses like that, but yeah, go ahead. Tell the world how you be
So you
watching.
guys have
This is you're a very informed DM on this one. Listen, imagine a horse's penis, okay? It's like that. All right. Which I know what that looks like, so now the image is in my head.
you see?
All right, whatever.
So
His dick was on.
you guys take care of your bath. You guys finish it. You guys, do you go rest at this point afterwards to kind of get ready for your exploration?
Yeah, I think we've literally walked out from our training, ate, drank, and were pretty much hungover. Walked over to the town, got a bounty, and walked back to take a bath. Right? There's been no break in between all that.
Nope.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit the sack. I don't give a damn what he does.
No, I'm with you. I'm gonna go to my room and sleep.
So with that beautiful recap of what has happened in your day today in the last 6 months, that is where we're gonna end this session.
I walked towards my room, showered, refreshed, take another sniff to make sure that I've got everything. Okay, I feel so much better now. Food in my belly. I'm a little actually starting to feel a hangover. That's how long and how quick it's starting to come on because I've just not ate or drank. And I look at Amon as I'm, wrapped up and walking away and towards the room. I don't know what you're doing tonight, but I am going to sleep like I died again.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to my room and actually go to sleep. I'm a little tired. This has been an eventful day.
Oh, wow. It gets tired. Amazing.
Don't make me pull out my main dingo.
Sorry. Are you comparing it to the one that almost hit you in the forehead, or are we just, what's going on here?
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah.
Scarred for life.
You go have sweet dreams about that dingo that almost just not thumped you twice.
You know what? Thinking about it, can I stay with you?
No, you can't. As I go into my door and go brrr on that bitch and close the door.
Does he lock his door?
Yes, I lock my door. You hear it out of.
I picked that lock.
Oh, go for it.
What would that be?
It's gonna be sleight of hand.
12 and 7.
19. So you confidently lock your door, Crib, and you go to turn and you hear
I kick the door open and go, brrr, that bitch.
Can I take a shot at him? I still have my weapons on me.
Go ahead. What are you gonna try and take a shot at him with?
My crossbow. I'm just gonna draw it.
God damn.
I'm at a disadvantage right now. I don't actually want to hit him. I just want to whip it right past him.
Go for it. Roll to see how accurately you can miss him.
Well, I'm at a disadvantage because he's within 5 feet, so I'm already going to be at a distance. So, 17, 15. I don't really miss.
Both of them hit because my armor class is a 14.
No. So he was aiming to miss you on purpose.
I was shooting to miss.
If he would have done lower, it would have hit you.
I just wanted to next to him.
All right. Personal space. I'm going. Damn.
Now reach back and just close it. This time, not even bothering to lock it because what's the point? I'm not going to give him ideas. I'm just going to close it. Fuck it.
All right, and that brings our session to a close.
Are you serious? You picked the lock at the last second. I was this close to being gone.
Let's go.